Hey guys, I'm going to use this piece of foam for the display for this truck. So first thing I do is take a bread knife, cut an edge. This will be like the edge of the road here. I'll cut that side, do the same thing, just foam, but you get it. And then we're going to go ahead and we'll put some cobblestone stuff here. I have some, if you saw us build the Speed Shop, I have a bunch of these like gray kind of brick stones that I bought for that off of Amazon. So I'll show you those, and then we're gonna paint. We'll put a couple some vegetation on here, and then we will have us a road that we can put the bigger trucks on when we photograph them. All right, now you can see I basically graded the roadway area with that bread knife and cut the edges so they kind of, you know, they're not going to have straight edges because nature does not have straight edges. Okay, so next I'm going to take some 80 grit sandpaper and I'm going to sand all this. Then we'll take Mod Podge right here, and we will take Mod Podge and we'll seal this up, and then once that dries we'll go ahead and paint, and I'll show you how we're gonna do the road bed. But right now I'm gonna sand it, and then we'll put some Mod Podge on it. If you're gonna sand foam, I go outside, I do it over the trash can. All right, I don't know if you could see, I hope you can, put some light on here. But as you could see, with this, like the sandpaper, what I did is I was putting all these ruts, you know, like tire ruts, on the roadway, because this is going to be probably like a dirt road. So we'll put that on. This will be rocks on the outside, but you can really, with 80 grit, go right into here, and it doesn't take long. So if you're on a dirt road, you know, so we can see we have scraper ruts on here, we've got tire ruts in here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to paint some Mod Podge on here that will seal this whole thing up, and then we can paint it, and then there'll be a roadway that we can photograph vehicles on. Okay, so we've made our ruts. As you can see, there's some deep ones in there. Now I watered down the Mod Podge a little bit, and now we're just gonna Mod Podge this so it will seal the styrofoam. But if you don't water it down, it may be too thick and it might fill in all the stuff that you just made, all these grooves and everything. So that's why I water it down. So I have a couple jars of this, and I just, for this particular one, it's a jar that didn't have that much left in it, so I just put some water in it, and we're just going to go with the flow of traffic. And the reason you do this is you don't want to have 80,000 pieces of styrofoam loose and constantly coming off. So go ahead and just fill this up in here, and we'll let that dry. Let this dry for like an hour, 2 hours, something like that. There you go. Right? Okay. So that'll dry. We'll come out, we'll put another coat on it once it's dry, and then it should be done. When it's drying, I put it up on top of a couple old paint caps from paint cans, the plastic caps, because that way it doesn't stick to the surface that you're painting the glue on. All right, we'll come back in about 30 minutes. I'm also going to use a little bit Drydex spackling, and that will raise the rock a little bit. And the nice thing in Florida is, see all these little pieces of white lime rock that are naturally in this yard? I'm going to put some of those up on this as well. So I'll do that and I'll be back. So I picked out some pieces of limestone, nice boulders that would be on the side of the road. And actually, I think I'll move to make that side. So then we'll have that going like that. There we go. All right, next we're going to put on the spackle. All right, so here's our spackle, Drydex spackle. And you can put some of this right where these boulders are going to be. And you try not to you don't want to get smooth. You don't want to have any smooth areas, because nature is not usually smooth, especially in road building. So alright guys, so an easy way to get, there's two easy ways to get like weeds and stuff. One, cut up a brush, an old paintbrush, which I just did, and we'll use those. Also, just go out to your front yard and go ahead and get a couple pieces of weed that has already dried out and died, and we'll go ahead and put those on here after we paint this. And that will be some of the grass that we're using. We also have these bricks here, right there. You've seen them before, you'll see them again. And floral moss from the store. Okay, so right now where we're at is you can kind of see the road, and you can see the gullies and stuff. And so this is going to be rock. So we're going to have gray right here. So I left that to be rock. So like it's like a Pennsylvania road. So this is some rock here. And then this will be dirt and mud. And we'll have a path here. Now, you can buy all kinds of powders and stuff. So there's two things I always use. You can use cinnamon when you're doing mud. Real cinnamon. It's really cheap. It's like $1 for a big giant thing at the dollar store. And when you put the cinnamon down on the wet paint, it will stick. The second thing you can do is you go out and, like we're here in Florida, so everything's made of sand. So you can go out and get some sand out of the soil, and you just go out there and you use a sifter, and you can sift sand onto the wet paint as well. But realistically, I mean, when you're talking like 1/24th or 1/25th scale, you're not going to see a lot of individual pebbles. You know, I mean, people do it. They even use it, and those pebbles would be like this big. The road would be like, have rocks in it this big. And we're not making a rock road, we're making a dirt road. So we'll see what we make. Now, the thing with the cinnamon is, the cinnamon looks muddy, but it's not. So, and it's the particles of cinnamon are so small that they are actually to scale. All right, but this is now dry, except for where we're waiting on the bricks to dry that we put out. We put the bricks around like all the big boulders on the side of the road. And like I said, this is going to be kind of painted the same colors as the boulders. It'll be grays, light and dark grays here. And it'll have some areas here where it runs down, you know. So, but it's just basically to put my large tractor trailer, or like the car we have, we're going to be building a car that has a trailer. So if anything with a trailer, anything that's long, we're going to be using this for photographs. That's all this is for. And it's not costed hardly anything, because we've been using, this is a spare piece that I had. I think these things were like $3 for this whole giant container full of them, and I've been using those for 4 months. Rocks are free. It's $1 for Mod Podge, $1.25 at the dollar store. So, and then a paintbrush, which is 99 cents at Lowe's. Anyway, so now we're going to paint using craft paint, because that's what I use. I like craft paints. Some people use airbrushes. I like craft paints with brushes. All right, everybody. So we went and painted a couple different lighter shades of gray on the rock wall that's here. We painted a couple areas of a lighter tan, lighter brown, orangey brown, different shades of browns. We also touched brown up onto the rocks, the dirt onto the rocks. So now we're gonna let this dry again. Then we'll come and we'll do it some more. But it's just a matter of coming through and weathering this and weathering it and weathering it. And we will get over to this side as well. I had to wait for some of the glue to dry over there. But as you can see, then we'll start putting the grasses in along here and along the rocks. So that's where we're at right now, guys. So now what I did was I came out here with a little strainer, you know, one of the kitchen strainers, and I poured some dirt in it, and it just kept all the dust, like the really tiny pebbles, as you can see. Now it's dirt. So now it's a dirt road. So see, now you can see the dirt in the dirt road, but they're not pieces that would be too big to be on a dirt road in 1/24 scale. So we're just gonna let this dry out here for a little bit. All right, guys, so now once we come back inside, we dumped all the extra dirt off. The dirt that's on there stuck to the wet paint. We'll let that dry. And the last thing we have to do is put this grass on. So this is, we got it at Hobby Lobby. It's just a scenic grass. It's $3.99 a bag. I maybe used a pinch or two. There's enough bag there to last me the next 2 years. And then we're gonna call this done. So what do you think? Does it look like a dirt road? So we started with a piece of styrofoam, and then we painted it, and it came out looking like that. And after we put the grass on, that's finished. It took maybe 3 hours total. Dry time a little bit more with the glue and stuff, but I did this on a Saturday morning. It started at about noon. It was done by 4 o'clock, and as you can see, there's the finished product. So total out of pocket is less than $20, and anybody can do this. And there's the truck on it with the rocks. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Check out any more of our builds on Junkyards and Barn Finds, or model car builds and die cast with Sean on YouTube. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.